All right, in section 2.1, we are going to deal with equations of lines. And there are a few different versions that we know. We've been using y equals mx plus b. We're going to introduce a new form today called the point-slope form. It's actually a little bit more powerful than the slope-intercept form that you know at y equals mx plus b. And the reason it's a little more powerful is because it can use any point, x1, y1, with the slope instead of needing the slope and specifically the y-intercept. So there are two versions. All they've done is solve this for y, but I actually usually start here. And I think the reason that I start there is because I know from memory that the slope is the difference of the y's divided by the difference of the x's. And so if I just multiply both sides by that difference of the x's, I end up right here at y2 minus y1 equals m times x2 minus x1. And if we look at what happens here, y and x just become, they lose their subscripts. But other than that, we have that formula. So it's a quick spin-off of something I already have memorized. It doesn't feel like I'm committing a whole brand new thing to memory if I work with it in that form. All right, so in example 1, they ask us to determine the equation of line passing through the points -3, 1 and +2, -4. So there's those 2 points plotted. And if I draw a line through those 2 points, I can calculate the slope. If I start here, I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So my slope is -5 over. And then I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. So +5 over. So my slope is -1. Once I know that, I can pick either of the 2 points. It doesn't matter which one. You'll get the same either way. Y minus something equals our slope times x minus something is what we're plugging into. All right, my slope was -1. The y value they gave me was 1. The x value they gave me was -3. So we plugged in the ordered pair, -3, +1, and our slope was -1. So that says y minus 1 equals, we need to distribute this -1 through. So that would be -1x minus -3. Add the 1 over. Y equals -1x minus 2 is our final answer. Y equals -x minus 2 is the equation of the line that passes through those 2 points. Then again, the one we've been using a little bit, and the one you guys typically spout off that you've got the easiest memorization on, is y equals mx plus b. That's called the slope-intercept form because you specifically have to know the y-intercept to get that equation. M is the slope, and the y-intercept is b. So they ask us to find the slope point form for the line that satisfies the conditions, then convert this to a slope-intercept form and write it as a function. So we're going to start with point slope form, and then we're going to solve for y, basically is all we're doing here. So in part A, they tell us our slope is 3/4 and the point is -5, 4. So we have y minus something equals our slope times x minus something. The y value they gave us was 4. The x value they gave us was -5. The slope that they gave us was 3/4. All right, so if we go with this, we've got y minus 4 equals 3/4 of x minus makes this a plus 15/4. Then we would need to add 4 to both sides, and that's currently 4 over 1. we would need to get a common denominator of 4, which would make that 16 over 4. 16 over 4 is still 4. So now we have y equals 3/4 of x plus 31/4. If you put that in as a decimal, it is wrong, it is wrong, it is wrong. They have to go in as fractions as per the notation this textbook is defaulting to. So we have y equals 3/4 of x plus 31/4 for our final answer. All right, then in part B, they ask us to write it in function form. I should fix that. Hang on. They ask us to write the formula for f of x. So our function form would actually be f of x equals 3/4 of x plus 31/4. So just that little tiny change because they specifically said find the function form. Not a huge deal. In the homework, they're probably going to give you the f of x equals, and you're just going to fill in the box anyway. All right, for the next one, we know it goes through the point 2, 0, and it goes through the point 0, 3. So our slope would be the difference of the y's divided by the difference of the x's, which is a 3 upstairs and a negative 2 downstairs. We already know y equals mx plus b, so y equals negative 3/2 of x plus the b value here is 3. B value is coming from that y-intercept. If we convert that to function notation, it just says f of x equals negative 3/2 of x plus 3 as we're looking at that. So we've got that function notation that they specifically asked for. Example 3 asks us to find the slope-intercept form of the line passing through the given point. So we need a slope. Difference of the y's would be 3 minus 1. Difference of the x's would be negative 2 minus 2. 3 minus 1 is 2, negative 4. So reduce the fraction. Negative 1/2 is our slope. Did I get that right? Let's see here. I think I messed it up. 3 minus 1, 2. Yeah, I flipped the order down here. Sorry. 2 minus negative 2 is going down there. That's actually a positive 4. So my slope is 1/2. All right, let me run through that again really quick since I botched it. Our slope is the difference of the y's, which would have been 3 minus 1. The difference of the x's, which would have been 2 minus negative 2. Upstairs, that's 2. Downstairs, that's 4. Simplify the fraction, you get 1/2. All right, so there we go with that one. Now, again, you can pick either of the 2 points. It doesn't make any difference which one you pick. Let's say I pick this one. So that would say y minus something equals your slope times x minus something. The y value is 3. The x value is 2. The slope is 1/2. Okay, so using the purple circle point, my x value was 2. My y value was 3. Calculator slope to be 1/2. So we have y minus 3 equals, we need to distribute that 1/2. So we'd have 1/2 x minus 1. And then we add the 3 to both sides. So y equals 1/2 of x plus 2 is our final answer. They just ask us to find the form of the line. So y equals 1/2 x plus 2 can be our final answer. All right, in example 4, it says in 2011, Facebook's daily active users were about 460 million. So there's that ordered pair. In 2011, 460 million users. In 2015, it increased to 1 billion, which is 1,000 million. So there's that ordered pair. The first thing they ask us to do is find the equation of the line shown, which means the first thing we really need to worry about is finding the slope. So our slope is the difference of the y's, so 1,000 minus 460, divided by the difference of the x's, 2015 minus 2011. So 1,000 minus 460 comes back at 540 divided by 4. 540 divided by 4 is 135. And that Y value was being measured in million users, and our X value was being measured in years. So we've got that. So in part A, Y minus something equals the slope times X minus something. Doesn't matter which one you use. Let's say 460 goes here. That would put 2011 here. And our slope was 135. So Y minus 460 equals 135X minus, if we take 135 times 2011, we get 1485. And then we would need to add the 460 over. There, negative and positive. So make sure you're getting this calculation in your calculator right. 135x minus 271025 is our equation. So y equals 135x minus 271,025 is our equation. In part B, they ask us to interpret the slope. So when I'm interpreting slope, typically what I look at is the question, were we positive or negative? We're positive. So if we're positive, are we increasing or decreasing? Increasing. So our daily active users increased by 135 million users per year. That would be our interpretation of the slope. Use your interpretation of the slope to predict the number that would be for 2012. So we know 2011 had, what did they tell us? 2011 had 460 million. So 2012, we would add 135 million users. So 460 plus 135 predicts that 595 million would be our prediction for the year 2012. Because we're going up by 1 year, we would add that 135 million users one time, which would put us at 595 million users for our answer there. Then part D says use your equation to predict the number of users in 2019. 2019. So when you look at the ordered pairs, the year is the X value, right? So we're going to let our X value be 2019. So Y equals 135 times 2019 minus 271,025. And if we do that calculation, 135 times 2019 minus 271,025, we get 1540. That would be million users So that's the same as 1.54 billion users in the year 2019. So just watch how they're asking you to put that in. In millions, it's 1,540 million, which is equivalent to 1.54 billion if we switch